Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva takes place this weekend in a boxing match this weekend. I think it's Showtime boxing, but whatever. I cannot wait for this fight. This is going to be a good fight. Very good boxing match here. I've been looking forward to it for a very long time. Or since it was matched. But Jake Paul, Anderson Silva, I think this is a great fight here. This is going to be a good one. This is a good one. And I really am looking forward to this. Anderson Silva, both these guys haven't been in there in a while. I mean, Anderson Silva, I think fought last year against Tito Ortiz. He beat Tito Ortiz, whatever. He beat Tito Ortiz. He won against Tito Ortiz, got a brutal KO. But it's Tito Ortiz. Then he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and looked good there in a close decision. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is a great boxer. Went to a decision with Canelo Alvarez, and Anderson Silva beat him, which is a very good win. But then he fought Bruno Azeredo, whatever that guy's name is. He fought him to a no decision draw, because it went to a decision, so they just counted it as a draw. It was an exhibition boxing. But Jake Paul, making those improvements now. Of course, he was supposed to fight Hasim Rahman Jr., and Rahman Jr. pulled out. Same with Tommy Fury twice. But he beat Tyron Woodley. Twice. I thought the first fight could have went to Woodley, but it was very close nevertheless. This is a good one, though. This is a good fight. In terms of a prediction, I'm going Jake Paul. I'm going Jake Paul by KO. You have to take Jake Paul, I think, here. I understand Anderson Silva. I understand. He's the same height as Jake Paul. Same height as him. You know? And he's a longer reach than Jake Paul. Basically a 4-inch reach advantage. Let's be real. 3.5-inch reach in favor of Anderson Silva. And I think Silva's the better boxer right now. Jake Paul is making the improvements here. He is making improvements. Silva, I think, is just trying to keep on in his spot. This is something you got to take into consideration, though. Silva is almost 50. You got to take that into consideration. Jake Paul is way better than Tito Ortiz, who's brain dead. Tito Ortiz is brain dead. Julio Cesar Chavez, he beat him, but around a year and a half ago, he beat Julio Cesar Chavez, who was just falling off at that point. We'll go to Cesar Chavez's career. He's fallen off tons. He has fallen off. I just don't see this one going well. I don't see this one going well here for Anderson Silva. I think Silva's going to be winning this fight. While it lasts, I think he'll be winning this fight. I think this is going to be a total out chaos fight. They're both trading back and forth. But I think there's going to be some moment where Jake Paul catches Silva while Silva's a bit goofy and gets put out cold. I think now we have to just I think against Woodley, you know? I think against Woodley in the first fight, what were people thinking? Jake Paul might win, but Woodley probably will win at this point. Jake Paul is really not there yet in the boxing world. So I'm probably going to take Tyron Woodley in the first fight. So Jake Paul won the first fight, technically. Won the first fight against Tyron Woodley. Full camp Woodley, by the way. Won the fight against Woodley, so people were like, Woodley should have won. Paul should have won. Woodley steps in for a short notice rematch because Tommy Fury pulled out. What happened? What were people picking there? Woodley stepping on short notice. Jake Paul might win. I picked Jake Paul both fights. And Jake Paul got a KO in the sixth round. I said 5th round. But, he put Woodley to sleep. Out cold. He put him to fucking sleep. You have to pick him to beat Silva. Woodley, we didn't know Woodley was a chinny guy before. We didn't know Woodley. We all thought Woodley had a decent chin on him. We know Silva can get cracked and put out. You know, we know that by now. You know, and I understand he's been focused on boxing, but Jake Paul is focused longer at this point. You know, he gets put out by Uriah Hall in MMA in the UFC. You know, of course, Weidman KO'd him. I think this is something we need to look at. This is something we need to look at, in my opinion. Jake Paul is gonna win this, I think, man. I think he's gonna go out there and beat Anderson Silva, and I think he's gonna do it in like the early rounds as well. Like I think we all can see Silva wins the first round's even. They're both seeing what each other has. Just letting the first round slide. I mean, how many rounds is this? I mean, this is what we need to look at as well. I mean, how many rounds is this? 8 rounds. I think we're gonna see a Jake Paul 3rd round TKO. Give me early, I think. I think round 1's gonna be even. Both guys are landing some shots. Silva landing jabs to the body, moving, dipping, and Jake Paul's having a hard time finding the big shot. He loses round 1 based off some shots, but lands some bigger shots. It'll be one of those rounds where Silva lands more, but Jake Paul lands harder. I don't know boxing too well, but, I mean, I know it as a sport. I can watch it here and there if there's big fights, but I don't know what they score over there. But I think Jake Paul, it'll be one of those rounds where Jake Paul will land bigger shots and harder shots, but not landing as much as Silva, who's landing way more shots in total strikes. Jake Paul's not even significant, though. One of those rounds, Silva should win it, though. Round 2, Jake Paul's going to land a big shot on Silva, rock him bad. Silva lands back, move around. Jake Paul hurts him again, lands big shots on Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva tries to crack him back. Paul eats it, sticks his tongue out, and Jake Paul will land big knockdown at the end of the round. Silva saved by the bell. 10-8 round for Jake Paul in the 2nd round. And in the 3rd round, I think he'll just put away Silva. Land a big right hand, slide right across Silva's face. Big left hook. Put Silva out cold. You gotta go Jake Paul. And he's making the improvements. Like, Silva's nearly 50. 3 more years and he's 50. You know? When I'm 16, Silva will be 50. And he's almost 50. And I just don't trust him against a 25-year-old in Jake frickin' Paul. You gotta go Jake Paul, I think, man. Silva's way better. I understand. He's way better, but Jake will make the improvements still. And I think Jake's gonna go out there and then get a KO below. 8 rounds. I think 3 minutes in those rounds as well, so that's a bit of time. It goes by fast, I understand, but Jake, I think, will find the shot. He put away Woodley, man. And Jake, I understand. Anderson Silva's a way better boxer skill-wise than Woodley. And I understand Jake Paul has fought not the best of competition. Like, he put away Nate Robinson, you know. And he put away Anderson Gibb, you know. And Gibb was, like, landing shots on him here and there. Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley again in the rematch. But I think I'm going to have to go Jake Paul, man. You have to go Jake Paul. And Silva, like, I don't know if it's true, but he got KO'd twice in sparring up to this fight. Which I don't know if it's true, but if you're picking Silva, that's worrying as well. That is worrying if he actually did get KO'd twice. And even if he didn't, still worrying to put that out there if you're picking Silva. Just imagine if you're betting Silva and that just came out. Worrying. I'm going Jake Paul. Not just because of that, but I just think he'll catch Silva at one point, man, and put Silva out cold. I think he'll do it. Weidman put him out in MMA, of course, but I think Jake will get schooled. Silva starts playing with him a little bit and just starts getting overconfident and gets clipped. I think lands 1-2, backs up, and Jake Paul lands a big straight, skims past Anderson Silva's nose, and Silva backs up again, big left hook, puts Silva out cold, and that will be it. I'm going with Jake Paul, getting this one done. third round KO. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. This is a prediction and breakdown of Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. And the winner of this one, though. With the winner, Jake Paul, look for KSI. Look for Nate Diaz, probably, as well there. Yeah. And if Jake loses, let's run it back. But if he wins, Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz is what I'm really looking for. If Nate comes to boxing, Jake versus Nate. Let's go. Peace.